So we had to start a champion program, and there was a lot of lessons that we learned along the way. So what I'm going to cover today is a little bit about LaunchDarkly, my story, and why we built a champion program in the first place, and how our program works, which I think is important for a lot of different people. Obviously the lessons we learned, and then I'll wrap things up, sit in this chair, and get some questions. So LaunchDarkly is a feature management platform. We help software developers and product managers control, deliver, and release their software. Because as we all know, releasing and creating software is super tough. It's hard. We've heard about bugs, outages. LaunchDarkly helps all of those customers sort of relieve all of that pain. All right, so a little bit more about LaunchDarkly. We were founded in 2014. We have about 4,000 customers and over 600 employees globally. We are featured in the Cloud 100, as I'm sure some of you all here are a part of as well. And I've been at LaunchDarkly for about 3 years. I was probably the 100th or so person there. It's been a rocket ship ever since. I started out in customer success. So I was one of the first people in our customer success team based in New York City and worked with a lot of different customers across different markets and geos as we continued to grow. You've probably seen me in the CMA or PMA Slack asking questions on, do people have email templates, docs, how do I invite this customer, and how did you get your customer to talk to the press? So a little bit more, I love what I do. I love our product. I love being and talking with developers and product managers all day, and I just love the B2B tech space. So why do we build a program, a champion program? This is probably a really long-winded slide, but marketing didn't really have a lever to pull or a space to archive the different relationships that we had with customers. Yes, we could go to the customer success teams, but we have PMMs and all of these different people writing different content. We just didn't have that central point or that rotary to go ahead and leverage these relationships. Another challenge we faced as we started to think about if a champion program was right for us was that we were becoming really reactive and putting a lot of fatigue on our customers, but also on our teams. So our sales teams would scramble if we had to come up with a case study in a given quarter, or if we had to, let's say, get a customer to do an award in the press. Not the best thing to have your team scramble. They're out there closing deals. Last thing we want to do is ask them for a favor at the last minute to get a customer. So we also didn't have a real way of exchanging benefits when we had an ask. So we would have an ask and know that a customer would love to speak at something like reInvent, but we didn't really, it was more of like, what's in it for me? Is it that I'm gonna get a gift basket and gift cards towards the end? There was just no real upfront value. We needed more proof points across so many different channels. We're expanding into different markets, expanding into so many different use cases we wanted to tell stories about, different buyer personas. And we just needed to somehow capture all of that for so many different asks across so many different teams. Another big thing why we created the champion program was we had a thought of CAB versus community versus champion programs, Slack communities, portals, all of it. I'm gonna go into detail on what worked for us, but we felt as if the champion program was a good in-between community, sort of the size of what a community could be, and CAB. So we wanted to really hit that enterprise segment right in the middle to sort of leverage those power users, really help us out with speakers. We weren't quite ready for something like a CAB, but we couldn't quite handle the bandwidth it takes for communities. Communities are so large at times, super valuable, but we kind of landed on right in the middle. Am I doing good? Are we good? Okay, cool. I was ranting there for a minute. Thank you. So what did we create? Really cool design here. I don't know where to look. Really cool design here. Shout out our design teams. We created a STARS program. I'm sure people have the same name or similar branding, but we created an opt-in customer champion program. It's a URL that basically, you cannot find it if you scoured our website, is an invite directly from our account teams to have them join. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, what's underneath it is a lot of different platforms, integrations, and we hacked a lot of things together with our awesome marketing ops team. So we stayed super close with marketing ops in creating this. So you can see the landing page here. There's a quick, you can sort of see that big blue button on Become a Star. From there, there'll be our Marketo form, and our customers can go in there and they let us know, yes, I'm interested in being a speaker. Yes, I'm interested in a case study, networking with peers. And this is how I categorize my use case. I'm a platform engineer, or I'm a developer, I'm a product manager. They let us know, and then we map that out to the different solutions for our PMMs. And all of these different programs help us along the way. I'll go into a bit more detail. But yeah, so the real basic way it flows is we focus heavily on the account teams. We work super, super closely with customer success and our account executives to nominate based on criteria. They've been enabled and trained. We stay very close to their sales leaders on who is the right fit for the program. We love all of our customers, but not everyone is a right fit for the program. We want to make sure they're happy, healthy, that they're willing to advocate, they're already active and engaged. How do they like to communicate? Slack connections, email, let us know. So the account teams own that, and we also have them own and are accountable for having members join the program quarterly. So the way it basically works for the next phase is sign up and email. So the sign up, like I said, super easy. It's powered by Marketo. That powers into Salesforce fields and matches directly with the customer account. It makes for just good Salesforce hygiene. I get a Slack notification, and it'll basically say, John Doe at certain company has decided to join. From there, we decide if it's an enterprise or strategic level segmented customer. We go and have a focused onboarding, quick 15, 30-minute call, confirm with them, talk to them about approvals. Maybe they have case study discounts or something in their contract. We cover all of that up front and have them start working on those approvals. Maybe there's something that they can or cannot say. And then we archive all of this information in about probably 5 or 6 custom fields that are just a pick select. And what that does is all that information gets piped and ultimately gets piped to Looker, so other stakeholders have a window into the program. So if we have our analyst relations teams wants to know who's open for an analyst reference call, are they leveraging Datadog, what is their use case, and are they what enterprise company are they a part of? So they can just see all of it, and it's a little bit more self-serve than getting bombarded on Slack with, I need a customer. So the request, and for any customers that are not enterprise or that are maybe smaller SMB type customers, we automate that whole flow into the program. So they go through the same way, but when they're accepted into the program, they do not get like an onboarding call or anything like that. We mostly want to focus with the enterprise, those enterprise logos. We really want to work with them. We want to partner with them. I want to build a relationship with them, and so does my team. So request. We've all probably have been in a scramble where we're getting slacked from a different team on we need a customer. What we've decided to do is put up a guardrail in using Asana. Most of our teams operate off of Asana. But what we've done is we have sort of SLAs on if you needed a customer, this is what you can expect, how long it takes us to get this customer, and they fill out an Asana, a quick Asana form. That helps us avoid the scramble, avoids us scrambling with our AEs and our CSMs, and it allows for us to just sort of filter through if we really do need a customer or if we can repurpose content in some way. Reporting, another big thing. Like I said, we'll be powering a Looker dashboard where everyone has a window into our champion program, who the champions are, how they're referenced, even down to what architecture are they on for us, because our main buyers are developers and product managers. So that's basically the whole flow in a nutshell, as I see this timer quickly going away. Some lessons we learned along the way. Customer success and sales-led nominations. Our program wouldn't be successful without them. We stay very close to sales leaders. We hold them accountable for sort of pulling up to the surface who these customers are, who has the champions, and we want them included in the customer journey. We're very, very focused on the customer journey, very focused with customer success. The customers should be invited at some part of the journey. So we partner just super heavily with them or closely with them. Like I said, avoid the scramble, repurpose if time is short. I think another big thing is we get caught up in what we can do. And I think that sometimes we need to not only think about our teams, but we've tried to think about our customer. Maybe we've asked them 100 times is one thing, but asking them with a 2-week notice to get something in or bugging them to get a case study done just doesn't make for a great thing, even though we want to hit our OKRs and we want to make sure we get it out there. We also don't want to scramble. It's not good for anybody. Another big lesson is focusing on the enterprise and automate the rest. As much as we love the SMB customers and those logos, they have fantastic customer stories that we can capture, but we want to do it at scale. But for the enterprise ones, we want to stay very closely to, and we want to have our champion program sort of be that channel for them. The benefits were key. As you've seen in most of the PMA, CMA stuff, I've always seen what's the value in the program. That comes first. But there are so many different benefits you can include in a program. For us, we wanted to start small and get stakeholder buy-in one by one, sort of like a snowball. We didn't want to sort of jump in and talk with all of these different leaders. That's fantastic, but we really wanted to start small and grow with our benefits for the program. We're a mighty team of 2, so that just makes it a lot better on everyone's bandwidth. Marketing Ops is our best friend. They built all of these different integrations, making it super easy in my day. It created so many different guardrails, from not having the URL posted on the main website so random leads don't go through, to the Slack notifications, just making it super easy for me and my team to see who's in the program, and with a flip of a Salesforce field, we can just automatically have them in the program. Oh, and I totally forgot to mention Postal. I apologize. So for a lot of the email with our customers, we have that automated. So when we accept a customer into our program through Salesforce, by just flipping a field, they go ahead and receive their email to join the program where they say, ta-da, welcome. And they can go ahead and click a link, or what's called a magic link in Postal, and they go ahead and receive their welcome kit, their swag kit, a letter signed by our CEO. And it just makes for, once again, automating that whole process. Partnering with sales and CS leadership, I kind of said that at the beginning. That's a great typo for your first time on stage. Another big one, and I learned this from somebody I met through the community, was hold off on opening the floodgates. They learned from their experience that they have this amazing, beautiful community of different customers, and they're partnering with different stakeholders. But one piece of advice that they gave me that I would like to share is it's okay to not open the floodgates. For us, we wanted to take it very, very slow. We wanted to make sure sales understood who they're inviting, and one by one. Because if you end up opening the floodgates and next thing you know, you have a champion program with 200 people, and they need to stay active, they need to stay engaged, you need to sort of build value back for them, and that can be kind of tough for a mighty team of 2. So those are some of the lessons that we learned. So some results and the future really of our program is right away we saw an increase in how many reference requests we can take. Usually, on average, before the champion program and before we started setting up these different guardrails, we could only really take 15 or so customer reference requests. That's case studies, that's quotes, that's, hey, can you get this customer to show up at reInvent or some conference? Now we were able to double that. So now we take on 30 to 35 customer reference requests every quarter. And then during a peak time, we'll do like 40 to 50. Increasing the enterprise customers willing to partner. We noticed a gap in some of our metrics where we were mainly working a lot with sort of the SMB type customers. From the champion program and the big focus we had, we noticed a big difference in the amount of enterprise customers that we want to work with and all those amazing brands and logos we really wanted to leverage in case studies and all the different materials. And we had an increase in sales reference calls. We're able to support them better. We're able to have a lot more insight into our champions and match them better when we do get a request from sales on if they need a sales reference. Some future goals, customer success metrics are going to be tied to the champion program and the Looker dashboard. Like I said, we'll have a Slack community, but then we'll be doing things like private channels for VIP members only. And thank you. I wasn't sure if there was enough time for Q&A. So you can follow me on LinkedIn. My name is Vernon Gomez. Launch Darkly if you want to learn more, or find me in the CMA, PMA Slack asking probably any of you too many questions. So that's it for me. Yeah.
Did amazing.
Yeah.
It's good? Okay, is it good? I'm sweating.
Somebody needs to get you a stage like in other areas of your life, because I think that you should be on one more.
Be on stages more? Okay.
Yeah.
If it's okay with them.
Well, we do have time for a few questions. One of the ones that was rising to the top, Brianna asked, so you mentioned giving access to your Looker report of stars to others like the AR team. Mm-hmm. Do folks reach out to your stars without checking with you or your team, and how do you track that?
They do not.
Oh?
Yeah, they do not. Everything flows through me or my team. Anytime we're reaching out to a customer, if we have a champion, a part of the program, and I have the relationship, I reach out to the customer myself and have the account teams partnered in. But if they just don't. Yeah, sorry.
We love to hear that.
Yeah, they do know.
So one of the other questions was again about working with those different team members, but how do you motivate sales and account teams to participate and actually nominate folks to be stars, and not see that as added work on top of their jobs?
Yeah, one thing that I did that was really successful when once again, we took it very slow when we wanted to make the champion program. And we ended up sort of working with certain AEs that were very just proactive. They always helped us out. You know, the AEs and CSMs that are always kind of looking out for you. We worked with them in the beginning and sort of did a beta with sales reference calls, and we sort of captured those success stories. And then anytime we enabled on what the program is and why it's important, the why was, hey, we were able to help close this deal, or we were able to work with this top performing rep. That helped other reps become a little bit more competitive with one another and want to partner more with us. Another thing that we've been doing lately is we've been doing a lot of road shows with the sales leaders. We tell them about the program, we told them, and then we tell them again. But another thing that we do is we hold them accountable for an actual number. Who would have thought give sales a number. On how many nominations they can give us in a given quarter.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we hold them accountable.
And then at the end of the year, do you deliver Launch Darkly Stars Wrapped to each sales leader?
Yes. I've got to figure out more benefits, but we'll be doing spiffs and things like that too.
Right.
Yeah.
So speaking of incentives, somebody asked, what perks do you offer your champs? Why would they want to join your program?
That's a great question, and I should have touched on it in the presentation. The biggest thing that
next time you're on stage.
Yeah, next time I'm on stage. The biggest thing that perks right now is anytime a customer works with us and we want to say thank you, we still use postal. So we still use Magic Links, but on a one-off. So what we end up doing is we have a whole collection of gifts that we can give them, and quickly send them, gift cards or whatever they're interested in if I really know them. The other other value adds to the program and benefits is like networking with peers, and we do a semi-annual product roadmap session. So these champions love to speak with product, they always want to hang out with product, and they want to hang out with others. So as a member, they get intimate virtual roadmap sessions every 6 months. And that's just been, it seems like, at least for our champions, that's been the biggest thing for them. They love the roadmap stuff. The gifts are great too, but they love the roadmap sessions. They love that it's guaranteed and that it's only them and other sort of VIP members. Maybe we'll have Zoom calls, probably about 20, 25 people, and they just really enjoy that. And then breakout room, so it's them and other people who are in the program.
Awesome.
So yeah.
And then we'll wrap up with this question, and then you all can find Vernon on our coffee break. But in a reference self-service model, how do you manage / avoid advocate burnout?
Yeah, so the biggest thing for us, I think, is it's hard. We don't always want to keep asking the same customers over and over again, but I think lately it's been knowing who can do what and strategically asking them, getting them ready ahead of time. But how I kind of do it is we just see how they've been last referenced. That information's archived in, like I said, Salesforce and Looker. But we just try to avoid asking them again. We monitor it. We really, if we do have an ask and we really have to ask a customer again, we try to avoid it. But yeah, it's kind of on the chance. It depends on the request, really. So it's on a case by case.
Is there a certain time frame where you would put a customer on a...
Yeah, we really don't. Probably want to work with a customer every 6 months, maybe. It depends on the customer and what it was that we asked them. If it was something where we were filming a testimonial and it's really big, maybe not so much. Or if it's something like talking at an event and we're flying them out and all of this stuff, that's kind of, we'll leave them alone for a good couple of quarters.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's good to know. Thank you so much, Vernon, for your whole talk.
No worries.
Really insightful. We are going to head into a coffee break for 10 minutes, then gather back here at 4. We're going to do some roundtable discussions. So we've heard a lot today from different speakers, and especially for topics like you had, Vernon, this will be a great chance for us to talk in groups of, 5 to 10 and say, all right, should we build the champion program together right now? No, I'm just kidding. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everybody.